Hey there, 8th grade with pre-algebra with Miss Ortiz and I guess I should change that right away on notes, right? Sorry, Brittany, I keep forgetting. I'm a horrible person at times, right? Okay, anyway, you guys, this is Miss Carpenter. I hope that everyone is happy and healthy. It is my understanding, though, that some students were starting to struggle with the Pythagorean Theorem on Khan Academy. So here is my way of doing this, and hopefully that will be helpful. Okay, Pythagorean Theorem for 4-3. This is Friday. Find the value of the unknown. So in this case, we're looking at the values for x. Now, Miss Ortiz took a couple screenshots of pictures of examples from what your work was. So this is exactly like what it's looking like. For Pythagorean Theorem, you need to recall that it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You need to remember where a and b are the legs, okay? So this is considered a leg, and this is considered the leg. Remember, they're the two sides of the triangle that actually, when connected, form the 90 degrees, and that's always represented by a box, right? Where C is the hypotenuse, and that is always, I'm going to abbreviate here, opposite of the 90 degree angle. So in this case, our hypotenuse is represented by our x term, okay? All right, let's go on ahead and set up this first example then. So a squared plus b squared, our legs squared, equal our hypotenuse squared. So 5 squared, that's one leg, plus 12 squared, that's the other leg, is going to equal x squared. I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator, and we should know that 5 squared is 25. I'm going to try to, be small here with my writing. And 12 squared, that's 144. So we're going to, and you guys, I'm just checking all my math. I do that with what I do on the calculator and what's in my brain just because I'm exhausted right now, right? All right, so 25 squared plus 144 is going to equal x squared. If I take 144, I add 25. Again, I'm just keeping everything in my calculator. I get 169 is going to equal x squared. In order to figure out what x is, because this is x times x, we're just going to take the square root, and that's going to mean that is going to just turn into x. And when we take the square root of 169, so over here on my calculator, square root 169 equals 13. So, sorry if I made you seasick on that one. 13 is equivalent to x, and that is our answer for that one. Sometimes, however, though, Pythagorean theorem is shown where the unknown value happens to be one of the legs. Okay, how do I know this? Because again, the legs are the two sides, so this one and this one, that when they are put together make our 90 degree angle. So let's go ahead and set that up. I'm gonna see here. All right, 1.5 squared. I apologize for my sloppy writing. I'm holding my phone in one hand and trying to watch my phone as I write the other stuff. So 1.5 squared plus x, which is the other leg squared, is going to be equivalent to 2.5 squared. Obviously, you guys, this is where you want to use your calculator, just in case you can't see that. It's kind of hard to see. All right, on my calculator then, 1.5 squared equals 2.25. So 2.25 plus x squared equals, and then 2.5 squared is going to be 6.25. So again, 6.25. All right, now it's back to solving equations, right? Remember, if you were in my class last year, we always drew the line, what you do to one side, you do to the other. Okay, this number, 2.25, happens to be positive. So in order to move it to the other side, you have to change the sign and subtract. Since it's equivalent, sorry, that's a horrible straight line, right? You have to do the same thing over here to keep it equivalent, okay? Here, it's going to zero out. Remember, I go, right, like a Z for Zorro. So the only thing left on this side, I'm just going to bring it down, is going to be our x squared. And then over here, when I do the subtraction, 5 and 5 is 0, 2 and 2 is 0. Huh, things are working out beautifully, right? 6 minus 2 is 4. And I'm just going to pull that decimal point right now. Okay. 4.0 is the same as 4, which means x squared equals 4. Another way to think about this before we go doing all this square root stuff, right, is just to recall x squared really means, sorry, loud car driving by with music on. X squared really means x times x, y'all. So what number times itself equals 4? Well, when we take the square root of that, that's 2. So we know that x equals 2. Okay, hopefully you guys are good to go so far. Just in case you're not, I'm going to go on ahead and do one more that I was sent from Miss Ortiz. All right. And hopefully you're getting a good hang of this, okay? If you're not, you might want to start doing this. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the form, right? That's the Pythagorean theorem. Then over here, find your sides that make your 90-degree angle, right? Because this is 90 when you see the box. So when you find the sides of that, that's 2 and that's x. All right. You might want to do, wait, is that 2 or 12? I think it's 12, sorry. 12 and x and 7, okay? You may, at this point, want to do something like this. A equals 12. X, we're going to put that where it is. It's supposed to be over here for B because it's a leg. And then finally C, which is opposite our hypotenuse, or opposite the 90-degree angle. That's our hypotenuse, our longest side, right? Is C. Then come over here and plug it in, right? So A is going to be 12. So 12 squared plus B, our B value is X here. That's our unknown. That's X squared. Oops. See, y'all, I'm even making mistakes, right? It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, by the way. The thing is that you figure out what they are and you correct them. Okay, so c squared, c is 7. So here we're going to do 7 squared. Okay, we already know 12 squared is 144. X squared, there's really nothing we can do yet. And then 7 squared is 49. Okay. Interesting what's happening right now, isn't it? At least I think it's interesting because when we draw that line, if I take away 144 here, I take away 144 here, something crazy is about to go down, okay? So obviously 144 minus 44, that's 0, which means we're left with x squared. Remember, it just comes straight on down, equals, and then over here in handy dandy calculator, 49 minus 144 equals negative 95. Okay, we'll keep going with it, right? And if I take the square root here and the square root here, x equals, and I'm just going to put in here, second square root. Oop, nope, I got to go back. Sorry, negative 95. Close that up, hit enter. See how I'm getting an error? That means because it's a non-real number. Our answer is irrational, okay? Sometimes this happens, okay? So I'm going to put like it is a non-real. I'm going to put irrational, okay? Now, I am going to double check my work real quick. I want to make sure I didn't screw up somewhere. I'm also going to look at what Miss Ortiz sent me in terms of the problem to make sure I wrote it right and that those are some options. Then I'm going to make a second video to confirm it. All right? So hang in there. I'll have another video real soon.